Welcome back to Empowering the Educator Within, the podcast that brings honest questions, fresh insights, and practical strategies to educators everywhere. I'm your host, Christina, and in today's episode, we're exploring a topic that sounds simple on the surface, but the more we unpack it, the more layered it becomes. How we teach spelling to ELL students. Some time ago, a colleague and I found ourselves in a conversation about spelling instruction, specifically how it applies to English language learners. As we talked, a question surfaced that's stuck with me ever since. What if there are actually two kinds of spelling? The first is what I think of as spelling as a life skill, the kind that's foundational to early literacy. Years ago, when my daughter was just starting to learn how to spell, she was working with words that closely mirrored what she was learning to read. CVC words, CCVC patterns, sight words. It all made sense because it was connected. Her spelling instruction supported her reading development and vice versa. This kind of spelling, tied closely to phonics, decoding, and basic word recognition, builds the rules of the English language. It's essential for every learner. And for native speakers who are learning to read and write from the very beginning, it forms a solid, logical starting point. As students move through school, the role of spelling naturally evolves. What starts as a way to reinforce phonics and construct basic sentences gradually becomes a tool for communicating complex ideas across subjects. In math, science, and the humanities, students are expected to use increasingly advanced subject-specific vocabulary, words that often don't follow simple phonetic rules. This evolution brings up a critical question. How should we adjust spelling instruction for students learning English as an additional language, especially those joining midstream, with different starting points and urgent academic demands? To answer that, we need to look more closely at what these learners are walking into and what they might already bring with them. Imagine an ELL student arriving in grade 3, 4, or beyond. They've likely missed the early phonics years in English, but that doesn't mean they're starting from zero. Many come with solid literacy skills in their first language. Skills like recognizing patterns, applying grammar rules, and understanding how words are constructed. So, where do we begin? Do we introduce them to the same early stage spelling lists, CVC words, blends, sight words that younger native speakers are learning? Or does that feel disconnected from what they actually need to thrive? Because here's the reality. These students are expected to engage with the full curriculum right away. They're asked to explain math problems, participate in science labs, and answer social studies questions, all before they've been taught how to spell the words these tasks require. So, the instructional dilemma becomes clear. Do we focus on reinforcing foundational spelling for long-term growth, or prioritize academic vocabulary that gives ELL students immediate access to classroom learning? If we accept the idea that spelling exists in two layers, life skills spelling and academic spelling, then it makes sense that a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't serve all learners. For ELL students especially, we may need to think differently. What if we design programs that offered two parallel tracks, one for building foundational skills and another for supporting access to subject area vocabulary? That doesn't mean abandoning the basics. It means recognizing that students might need support in both areas and that their entry point might not match their age or grade level. It also means recognizing the assets students bring with them: knowledge of spelling patterns in their first language, an understanding of word structure, and familiarity with language rules. When we approach spelling through that lens, honoring what students already know while addressing what they need next, we're in a better position to support real growth. So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with one final question to reflect on. Are our current spelling programs for ELL students designed to meet both needs, building foundational skills and supporting academic success? Or are we unintentionally favoring one at the expense of the other? If you're looking for more ideas on how to support English language learners, or you're interested in building stronger connections between spelling, reading, and subject area writing, head over to shallowbooks.com. There you'll find articles, resources, and planning tools designed to help you meet students where they are and move them forward with confidence. Thanks again for joining me today on Empowering the Educator Within. If this episode sparked some new thinking, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a colleague. Until next time, keep empowering the educator within.